Hello. We're on Simulator Sunday here. And we're at LAJC Yard. We've got a train here. I got to turn up the audio here in a second so it didn't bleed through. I also have something different here. Let's add this in. See how that picks up. So we have this guy here. Yeah, so I'm running the real live BNSF dispatch here in the area. And what am I looking for? Audio. Don't need to go all the way up. It's going to be super loud. We'll go to about maybe here. And it's kind of hard to hear. Some are louder than others.
Debris, really try to remove some of that debris then.
Leave it there. Let me know if that gets too loud.
And hopefully once you guys get past it, we'll see if I can throw the switch back and forth.
Sounds like there. We got 35% on that one. So BNSF 7343. This is we got a train order here to take this out of the LAJA yard here. Headed outbound, and we're going to drive it towards Barstow. There are some stops, or a stop. There is a stop. And let's see if I can bring that up. There it goes. So the stop we're going to make, I don't know why I did that. My fault. So this is the Cajon Pass. Here we go. We got that turned down. So the Cajon Pass sub was there, but we're going to be departing right here at CP Riddle. Headed down. We're going to pass the La Mirada Yard. And right, there's a new siding here. We just found it today. It's right here off Main 1 before the Fullerton Depot. So I guess they added, there's 2 track sidings there and they're very long. I don't know how long they are because they're not on the map, but I mean, I think there's about 8,000 feet or something. There's 2 of them. So I've got a train stage there. We're going to stop by and pick up. It came from La Mirada earlier today. And we're going to grab it with us, head towards Barstow. You can hear, like I said, that's the real life dispatch. That's like what's happening right now. Okay, so this is our little get up for today. PS 4400, some Norfolk Southern foreign power with us. Let me see, what's my HPT currently 8.1. I'm going to isolate this right here. Got 5.4. I can actually isolate this until I double up. Right. Oops. I'll leave it and run because I am doubling up. I'll need this power. I should be 3.6 after I'm doubled. And like this charged up. Let's see if I got air. There in the brake cylinder. Brake pipe's full. Down to the end here. Watch our brakes get to the right page here. Let's put some air in and do a brake test. 10 pounds. One more. I get one more with the rail driver. Here we go. So 80, and then we would technically watch this car. Not very long, so now we got 80 on there. So when I release the brakes, we get 90, and then we're waiting for the brake shoes to release off here. As you can see right there in RP, they're coming off right now. 86 pounds. We'll wait till this goes to 90, and then we'll call the brake check complete. I do have the locomotive brakes engaged. Independent brakes. We're at 88 now. Our next cut is going to be here. We don't have any rear DPUs yet because we're not going to need them. It has no air in it, so we're going to have to air that up. All right, looks like they're pretty released to me. Right there. I know it says 89.
That should help me get Barry out of jail again.
Sinistar, what's up, man? All right, so what we're going to do here, we're going to pull forward, and on the road, I'll give you some more details of what we're going to pick up. So I've got my dims on. And we're going to pull her forward here. Give her a little bit of juice. Wait for it to spin up a bit. And let's go in the cab, make sure everything's good here. Take a look at our, we don't have DPUs, so we'll run any screen that we want right now, which I like that one to see all the stuff. The one on the right is our basic. That's the one we always need to run. Turn on our little lights here. I'm not really worried about dispatch yet. I did update the DS maps here, so go to our San Bernardino sub here that we're in. This is Barstow. But if we look at San Bernardino stub, you can see that I have the radio channels listed as well as some of the yards. So it's not complete yet, but this is what I'm going with now. Turn off the bell. That switch right there is good for us to depart. Did not set a dang timer, so I'll have to go back and watch the cars. I need to connect to the ones one track over. Go. Don't want to get too fast though. If I did get a counter starter, but somewhere like here, actually that's pretty good. Yes, I did edit those dispatch screens myself. Just took the original one, threw it in Photoshop, and moved some things around so they weren't blocking the tracks, and added some other things. But I actually have where there's switches, mainline switches on my original one that I did that was outdated by this last update, update 9. And it would show you where you have mainline switches where it normally would turn pink. So I'm going to add those to them at some point. Of course, we can zoom in here. We're going to be coming out right here at CP Riddle. I also am running the depot maps, as you saw. It's right there. I have it up on the other monitor here. And this is where we're going to be coming out right here at CP Riddle through all this mess and then headed eastbound. And I just stalled out. Bunch of tankers on. Most of these should be empty, by the way. If I turn on my tags here. All these, there's 7 loads on this cut. You can see them up there. So I've got the loads on the head end and the empties on the rear end. I'll connect to these rear end empties here. Then when we get to the La Mirada, or just past La Mirada to that Fullerton siding, we're going to stop on the main. We're going to break it where the loads are. Pick up, there's 1 load and then a bunch of empties after it. So we'll have to grab those. And they're actually on 2 different tracks. And I already have engines already staged there. And yeah, so if you're buying base game, that's all you need. Start off with base game. Don't worry about all the engine packs because, you know, all you'll see is box cars here, for example. They'll be all gray. It says run 8. Just get the game. Start playing it. I have a bunch of videos that show you how to move the trains around, do some things with it. I have a video. It's basic train handling. If you want to join, I'm in the Mateo Community Server right now. So if you want to join a multiplayer session to do some of it, just watch those videos, practice with it. You can obviously join the Discord at any time. The link is down below. And when you're ready, after practicing on those videos quickly, then come on in. We're not, this is not a place that's going to be difficult to run. You just have to read, you know, the job postings that we put up and not crash anything, basically. Just drive it like you Not like you rent it, like you bought it. And there's plenty of stuff to do on base game. And then I'm in the San Bernardino sub, so I'm down here all the way towards the coast, which is a separate sub. And if you like industry work, your next purchase should be this sub if you like industry work. If you like doing road work, doesn't matter what you buy, but you can do all that on base game as well. Today we're doing road work. I don't normally do a lot of over the road train driving because I don't find it as fulfilling, but we've been knocking stuff out of the park. By the way, that's UP over there. It's UP's yard. I was getting worked earlier. Oh yeah, I don't find as much satisfaction by just getting on the road and driving. So I like moving things around. And this is a sandbox game, so you can see my engine's way over there. So since this is sandbox, basically you don't get anything when you first start. So you'd want to actually join the depotserver.com. And there's all kinds of reference material and things that you can add into your single player game that'll make it the AI trains moving around and everything. There's the forums of the depot server and actual depot server website. They also have a Discord, and then the Mateo Community Server is a Discord that you can join as well. Links are down below. And then for those of you that ask for the enhancement Discord, so you can hear all the sounds and the different things that I run custom, the cars that have, that's a custom car, basically a skin for it. I've got graffiti on some of them. The link to that Discord is also listed below. So the Mateo Community Server, we like to treat it as let's have fun and learn how trains operate. We put some emphasis on real life stuff, but it's not as strict as the depot is. I'm a Depot Plus member as well. So in that server, they have a database that they run that tracks where all the customer orders are. So they don't want those messed up, which is understandable because then it's extra work for somebody to do. So they're a little bit more strict. What I just did here is I just connected my airlines between these two cuts. And I went into partial up here in the upper right-hand corner. Because if I open that all the way, I'm going to be sending this flow rate of 120, 130 initially PSI down that line. It's just going to blow all the valves out and set an emergency brake on. So I got to wait for this flow to... I personally like to come below 80. I understand you might be able to come below 90, but I've had problems even there. So I just wait till it says 80 before I open this valve full. And then we can look at all the cars here and see that air is going through. We have 26 pounds in this one, 23 in that one, so the air is slowly working its way back. I'm going to go into neutral, put on my independent brake. I'm using a rail driver, by the way, which is like a flight yoke for trains. Chris says there's no goofing around ever. Of course, I would say that's odd coming from Mr. Frisk because he's always in here, always serious at all times. All right, so I have my end of train device since we're going on the main. And as soon as air gets back here, starts charging it, you'll hear it making some noise. There's a little turbo thing in there, like a little fan, that the air will spin it and it'll make some noise. We have only 30 pounds here, so we're waiting for it to get back here, and then we'll perform an air brake test before we leave. I've also notched up the engine in neutral up to notch 3. There is a compressor, obviously, in all three engines, all three power units at the front end. But we are we're giving a little more engine power to help get that air down here. And you're from the UK, so American freight is something else. Long. Yeah, I'm not a big passenger guy because it's just road stuff. Go fast, stop, go fast, stop, go fast, stop, which is okay. Not for me. I like solving the puzzles. I've got 400 cars in the yard, let's say. Let me get up higher here. So this is LAJC yard, or I'm sorry, this is A yard. B yard is back there. I got extra locomotives there, but this is all the industry, you know. So all these guys here, these are all customers, and they order trains. They get delivered to the yard, and we go and deliver it to them. And they can do their whatever their service or their goods are. They process that, and then they say, "Come get it. We're done with it. Now it's going here." So then we pick them up, put them all together like this is, and we're going to drive them down the road. So normally in my Simulator Sunday streams, you'll see me doing where I'm switching out. You guys in the UK call it shunting. Here it's called switching. So we switch out and organize the yards here so we can take cars and go deliver them more efficiently to customers. And then we're going to keep an eye. My CFM up here is 93, so I know I'm still above. I'm going to need this below 80. And then the rear car needs 80 pounds on it to lift the brakes off. So I'll wait till it gets there. No. I'm in multiplayer right now. I'm on the Mateo Community Server. Oh, wait. Maybe I am. Hold on a minute. Let's see. Did I join? Nope. I am in single player. So I did all that without even being on the server. Good call. Get in there. Now we got to wait for all this. We got to do all this all over again. I did this one other time. Look, here's all our stuff again. But yes, I would have been down the road and then realized I wasn't online. I thought I was. I'm just waiting for everything to spawn in. So now if we go look at the network and see who's in here. Right now, here's the people that are in the server. The last few days we've had like 12 to 15. So they're throughout the entire SoCal world here. So let's do this again. All right, we're going to start our locomotives. I can actually go, I can just hit 1 and start, right? And then go inside, turn on the gen field and all the switches if I want to, but we can also do it in run 8. We can do it from the side as well. All right, let's make sure that we are good there. You have some air bottled because we were just here a minute ago. Hi, Pat. Hope your weekend's going well. Okay, so now that we're actually in the server, I'm going to set this up again. I swore I joined it, but I was eating before the stream. So these cars here, these are going to be processed by the local. So they are 4 here. They're actually going down the track the same way we're going, but across the street to the LA West Yard. All right, I've got to tag this so Otto knows what I'm dealing with. We got our loads at the front end and all the other ones. So let's go ahead and pull it forward. Smashing performance. Thank you for the subscription. Enjoy your free subscription. Put out content. I just put out a People Plus video last night. It was from a couple days ago. And still have another one where Hound and I were switching in this yard here, and so we were doing coordination together, where we're calling out, you know, how much one was engineering, the other I was conducting, so I was telling him how far he got to go, and he was moving the engine. So I'm going to actually edit that, render it out, and get it up on YouTube here. That will probably come out sometime this week. Got 3 or 4 videos a week that come out, plus the live stream here, plus the Twitch live stream that comes out here on YouTube on Fridays for baseball. Let me do check my switches up here to make sure we're all lined up. Should have a red. There we do, and our switch after that's lined up, and CTC after that. I'll be dispatched. First, let's just get past this here. And again, this train here, this is a collection of, put it through the bump. Where? What local? Are you talking about when they did LMC? This is a collection of processed cars from the customer, and it's now going to Barstow, which is the classification yard for BNSF in Southern California. So we'll take this set of cars. We're going to double up right now, air it up, and then we're going to run it down the line. We do have another set of pickups and some extra engines on the rear of it that we're just going to leave dead, by the way. And I don't know how far we're going to get in the time that I stream this, but we're going to take as far as we can, pull it off in a siding, and let somebody else take it from there. So I suspect we're going to take it down the Cajon sub just past San Bernardino to one of the sidings there. Doing 13 miles an hour, yard speed 15, so I'm still good. But I'm getting close to the switch here. I want to get past that one without killing the speed. I'm watching my miles per hour right here. Yeah, I mean, you hit those buffers a little too hard, and David Copperfield appears. All right, so I got dynamics on right now. I do have air in the train, but I'm not trying not to use that unless I need it. So I gotta wait for it to release. Now we'll throw that switch. Got my dynamics still on, so let's turn that off, and then we'll come back hopefully nice and smoothly. Oh, I don't have a notch. The rail driver is tricky sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't really register the movement on the lever till you get a little bit further. And there is an air brake sheet that I'm going to utilize here. I usually turn off air so I can do the air hoses and angle cocks without having to touch every single car. So we're going to do that. Now the train is currently airing up. It's almost done. So I'm going to go to the rear since we've already done this. We're going to perform an air brake test. Let me put on the EOT. Got no air back here? We should. 80. Maybe we got to wait till it actually gets to 80. That's odd. All right, let's take a look here. I've got something in the middle. It's not all the way open. Could be. Oh, is that the side I haven't connected to? All right, let's walk it. Let's fall through the bridge because it's not a solid surface apparently. All right. See where something isn't flowing through correctly. All looks good to me. And then it's not to the other side. I'm on the bridge though, so I'm not gonna be able to do much. Open, open. Huh. Huh. I mean, everything looked good. Take a look here at 90 in the brake pipe. EOT's off. EOT marker off. Still got flow 22. It's going through still. Interesting. See if that makes any change. Still not whirling. Huh. We got 90. Let me do this. So, back to this one. Well, I'm going to relinquish my train. Of course, going to blow air for some reason. Then we'll grab it back and hit F7. I just don't know what's going on. All right, so if I do, my sound, that sound on. Let's see. I got 80. I got 10-pound reduction, and it is 80. It's 10-pound reduction in the rear. So let me drop the air. We can see the CFM coming up quickly because it's all charged. Waiting for the brake pipe to come up. I'm wondering why I'm not hearing the sound of the end of train. Is this one defective? It's so interesting. You usually hear wee, 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 you know, whirling around. Any reason why it's not working? All right, so our flow is still there, waiting for the flow to come up. It's telling me the end of train marker is off. It's weird. Port hood lead, run. I don't know. I don't understand. Oh, well, I mean, it says there's 86 in the rear. Oh, we're waiting for that to come down to 90, and then we can get out of here. Pump her up a little bit. It fixed itself, huh? Yeah, I don't, well, yeah, I might need a car inspector. Either that or you just check off the EOT, throw it on the ground, and put a new one on. We're at 88 in the rear right now, so go ahead and ask dispatch. We want to set where we want to go, though, because if we leave it up to him, he's going to route us right past where we want to go. So let me go into tab here so I can get a better look. I'm literally looking for this right here so I can pull off of... Oh no, I'll go here because then I can throw that as a restricting. I don't want to go straight to this signal. And if he routes me to this one, I won't be able to throw the switch there. So I'm going to go here under main 1. And then from there I can get a restricting. And somewhere here around where it says this main 1 between the Barstow and Amtrak is where the hand throw is, pull into the brand new sidings that they put in for us. EOT, yeah, it's EOT, end of train device, so it's EOTD or EOT device. So I got main 1 selected here.
Well, there goes the neighborhood.
There goes the neighborhood. All right, so I'm going to now dispatch. I can use the handy thing here, just tone 15, but or we can do this too. All right, so you gave me acknowledgement. And you can see I've got a approach right there. It should go clear here in a second. All right, headlights on bright. I'm gonna ramp it up a little bit here. I got a signal location from BNSF 7343. Thank you much. There she goes. We gotta watch our speed though, because we're still in the yard. And the track is track speed's 15. Gotta keep pay attention to that. Yeah, the red light ain't flashing in the back. It ain't buzzing or nothing. See that? It ain't woo woo woo, or it doesn't have the red flashy light neither.
Give me a damn broken EOTD. What the hell?
I mean, it's indicating in every other way. We've got pressure listed. We've got the movement. Because I know right here that there's a crossing. Got to clear there to enter the main. Here's BNSF Hobart, or LAC, Intermodal Yard. The scale on this game, by the way, is nearly true to life. So if I were to drive this to Barstow right now, this would take me about 5.5 hours. And I've done it. It takes 5.5 hours. Faster in a car because you can go 70, like 75 most of the way. I'm speeding by a mile, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and set a counter here, a countdown timer. You'll see it up here in the upper right-hand corner. The train is about 3,500 feet. 5.5 hours. Here's the map. We're literally like pulling out right here. And you going all this way, 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 all this way. Keep saying that. And then basically we leave and go to Cajon right here, and then keep going here and 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 here to Barstow. So it's a lot. A long trip. If we look at the map here in game, but we're here. This is my train. The red and the green is where I'm cleared to, but I'm going this way and then down here, and it doesn't look very big on here. But this from here where I'm at, where it says my train locomotive, to get to here, is going to be about 45 minutes. Oh, I hit tab. I had to hit escape. I'm still doing I'm doing 16. I should be doing 15. I got a clear signal ahead. Green light up there. Green means go. The problem is I have the engine behind me. I mean the whole set of cars behind me, and they're still in the yard for another 1,000 feet. Once the last car comes out, I can hit the gas. Well, so the scale of this, it says I'm speeding because I'm like going 1 mile over the speed limit. The scale of this is correct. This DS screen only shows us the absolute signals. Doesn't show us the intermediate signals. So it is to scale as far as the signals are. Just call Fred. What's up, Sonny? I'm going to shut off this guy here, I think, because I got too much power. And what did that do? Probably not 3.3. I like that. It'll be 3.6, but we'll take 3.3. We're on the main now, so I'm going to go ahead and power up here. And I mean, so if I look at the track speed, by the way, I can do 50 right now. I thought there was something to slow me down up here. Bring up my bigger map here. One that you guys look at, it's set so that it's scaled down for the stream, but okay, after Hobart, so I've got a first speed restrictions at San Gabriel down to, well, that's 50, 50, 50, so I'm good all the way. Good all the way. Barstow, yeah, so after Fullerton I got a 40, so that's fine. We're doing 30 right now, so that's good. Damn it. What's that mean? What'd I do? Indie braking. I'm just trying to get up there and make it cool looking. Our train goes all the way back there. If we were to watch it drive by, I think that's isolated. Yeah, I isolated that. So that engine will not respond when I do controls on the main. Turn off these annoying labels, which are good for switching, but annoying for road trains. I'll go ahead and give it another notch here while we watch this thing go by. Theodore, how you doing? Glad you can join. Dutch. Pancake, another yard master right there in the chat. Here comes our last car. And it's still not squealing. I don't hear anything on the rear. That's a bug. Now we're back in. We just passed the speed limit sign there. That was 50. we'll get everything going here. We're just cruising right along. It's pretty decent grade all the way till San Bernardino. Just before we get to San Bernardino, it starts going up. Then after San Bernardino, it really goes up. And then once you start climbing the Cajon Pass, it really goes up after that, depending on which main you're on. It could be 2.4 or 3.2 grade. It's on the depot map. All the maps that we're using that I'm showing you are referenced in the depotserver.com under maps. It's free for everybody to see. We got to keep an eye on the switches ahead of us because, again, it's multiplayer. Somebody could have left that. Auto wouldn't have routed us, but, you know, they could have left it open and it'd be pink. And then Auto, he's drinking too much. He's like, yeah, just go straight through it. It's okay. Next thing you know, you're getting crashed. All these, you'll know, like when I filmed the intro to the stream here, if you guys were here a couple minutes early, I run a little intro at the beginning so I can get everything ready, you know, like joining the server and things I forgot to do. But this is the route that I filmed it all on, all the way down through here, all the way down to San Bernardino at the cross, Fullerton crossing, where BNSF and UP cross tracks. You may see UP on these tracks sometimes, by the way, because they have you know, they have an agreement. We use our tracks. We use theirs. We're at 42, and we're just keeping it go steady. We are getting a little bit of grade here. We're at 0.4 going upwards. And again, if you weren't here in the beginning, if you hear radio chatter in the background, that is the live BNSF radio that's actually happening right now as we speak. So that's I'm piping it through. I have it down a little bit so it's not irritating. So if you guys need me to turn it up when they're talking, if you can barely hear it, let me know, because I don't know what it sounds like from your end. I only know what it sounds like from my end. Uh, 6754 is not me. Who am I? It's right there. 7343. So I'm at 40 miles an hour, 50. I'm not too worried about it because, again, I'm being routed. This is me here because I know where I'm at. And I'm going through, I'm in between blocks. That's why it's not showing me the engine number. We're going this way, and it's going to put me up here before La Mirada on main 1, which is what I want. And then as I go through here, yeah, this turns into like, well, this stays main 1. But right in here is where I'm going to, well, it has me stopping right at my signal. Perfect. Hey, Sinister. Sinistar. Glad you can make it. Another yard master there is Sinistar. Quincy, Mr. White has joined the session. I don't see him in here yet, though. Sure, he'll be here any moment if he's not already chatting. Get a lot of people that sit down and watch this on big screen TVs and don't have the want or need to write in text, by the way, in the chat, which is fine. I hope you guys are enjoying, if you're sitting there enjoying it, and hopefully getting a nap courtesy of my voice. 45 miles an hour, 5 miles from our... You're at Fullerton. Okay. So see, he's listening. That Fullerton, and we're going to be, I think we're stopping, well, we got to stop shy of Fullerton, but then I'm going to get a restricting to pull forward. And I do believe, because I'm doubling up there, it's not very long, but I should be in the platform area. Yeah, right? Well, I mean, listen, if you're driving a train, you shouldn't be watching like YouTube. I think there's some sort of rule, like can't have your phones in the cab, things like that. I could be wrong. We have a closed crossing here. So I don't have to whoop whoop as we go by that. I'm now doing 50. Check my, I'm at the track limit, or my train limit. I'm in H train, so I believe I can go a little bit faster, but 50 is my speed limit, and I am doing 50. I know there's a point after it, but the point doesn't count. There's the full speed symbols there. We got a clear. We have a signal after the, or we have a level crossing after the bridge here. Looking for a whistle board. This is the like Los, what do you call it? Los Nidos, but it's UP stuff right there. It crosses over. I'm semi-familiar with UP stuff around this area. I kind of focus more on the BNSF since I'm the yard master for this area. I don't really focus too much on UP, so I'm not really that familiar with a lot of the UP stuff. All right, lights are in bright. Crossing bells on, and BNSF workers we just passed. Down to 44, we'll give it a little bit of speed to speed up. And checking to make sure we know where we are. So here's the Los Nitos, and we're gonna switch over to La Mirada. That switch speed will be 50, so full speed diverging track there. It's a Santa Fe crossover. We got a diverging approach here. Yellow over green. Again, the reference for these signals, if you don't know, if you go to the depotserver.com, we're going to find under reference, there's one for signal rules, and we are running on BNSF's track, so we're going to be looking for the BNSF signals. That was an advanced approach, by the way, which means I have to be at 50 by the next signal. It was yellow or green, I just remembered. Yeah, those are operational. It's for locals. They are operational. It's for locals, and you would contact dispatch before crossing, because you'd have reds on 4 ways around it. So BNSF has reds on each side of it, UP has reds on each side of it. Dispatch would turn them green for the train that is allowed to cross right there. Very cool the way they implemented a lot of these things. I'm down to below 40 now, not paying attention to my speed here. So for the locals, I mean, that's people run that stuff. There's no AI on locals. The AI doesn't know how to run locals, by the way. The AI in the game is set up, by the way, through the configurations. And again, that stuff you can get from the depotserver.com, or we can provide it to you if you're in this server. We can give you our configs. Okay, I saw reds coming up, but that wasn't for me. I've got that green on the bottom there. But yeah, the configs are what spawns the AI at certain times and allows them to go the directions that they go. And OTTO is the automated dispatcher that keeps things moving. So the configurations, it would include the timetables. what time you want things to spawn, or if somebody else has set it up for you, it has things spawning at certain times, and they just move around. .42.5, keep an eye on the speed. This should be our diverging clear right here. So we're gonna be moving over to the left. There's our whistle board, so we're doing more than 40. We'll start our sequence. Come down off a notch a little bit so we don't get going too crazy. Turn around and look at the way we're going in case something pops up in front of us. So as you see, so I'm on BNSF. So I have a head unit as BNSF. The leading unit is BNSF, but then I have two Norfolk Southern units behind me, and that's because wherever this train ends up going, those were brought here and they can go back the way they came and return them to the owner. So you'll see it like this, but you would never in Southern California see the Norfolk Southerns right here where the BNSF engine is, because, you know, it's their tracks, their company, and you want to see represented by an engine or the company that owns the tracks or that you're running. Here we're going to be passing a station, speeding by 1 mile over, almost 2 miles now. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little independent brake without smoking them. Get a little speed off, maybe some dynamic braking as we are going downhill now. You can see right here my speed, it'll say notch or dB is dynamic braking. So I have some dynamic brakes on, using the friction of the traction motors to slow us down a little bit. I'm at 50, so I'm within my speed here. Smoke them if you got them. I don't want to smoke my brakes. It's not good. So I'm down below my maximum speed limit, so I can come off on the dynamic brakes a little bit. I got 10 on at -6 grade, so now we have a flashing yeller over red is an approach medium. What that means is I got to prepare the next signal after this one. Can't go past that next signal more than 40. And prepare to either stop or enter a diverging route. So it's telling me, hey, get ready to slow down. Got to be down at 40 by the next signal. Got a crossing up there coming up. I do have the dynamic brakes on again. You can see I'm at 38 where I was. I moved it. Now I'm at 50. Whistle board coming up. All these things you got to pay attention to if you're driving. Not necessarily in the sim, but it's, you know, it's always fun to try to do as close as you can to realism. Otherwise, you're playing a video game and not a simulator. Just about 40, coming off on the dynamics a little bit. All the while I'm paying attention to this X crossing here. Crossing bell off, 37, I'm good. Here's La Mirada. This is the La Mirada yard that we're in the industries that we're passing. This is the west yard of La Mirada. There'll be a central yard up here that we're coming to, and then the last one will be the west, or correction, the east yard. So west, center, east, with all the industries off here. And these are all the industries that I service. With the help from my group of people that enjoy running down here in San Bernardino sub. I definitely appreciate the crossing ahead of me as I'm starting to lose too much speed now as we're going up a little bit. What, east, west, middle? Remember, I'm usually doing this flying in the air, so it's easier to like figure out. Thing is that would be really the north yard, but BNSF runs the directions of east and west, even though it curves. Once it gets into LA and it goes north, it's still considered west. So directions are a thing, but knowing the direction that you're actually physically going, like right now I'm kind of going to a south. I want to say I'm going like dead south towards San Diego. Here's the La Mirada middle yard, or center yard as I call it. The industry right there, Riverside Cement Company, some switchers. They go higher like that, so we can look over the engine. 28, we're on Disneyland sightseeing here instead of working. Yeah, it's 9077, that's not us, we're at 7343. We got Mr. White hanging out for us at Fullerton, so we're probably about 20 minutes from there now. About 10 minutes, I guess. Probably 10 minutes at 50, but we're not even close to 50. Remember, I was supposed to be at 40, so I don't want to go above that. Got a signal up here and a train coming at us. Looks like I have an approach up there. I can't tell if it's flashing from the distance. The yellow over red. So if that's yellow over red, I got to be at 30. So I'm going to start my slowdown now. I don't want to go too slow. Intermodal. That's solid. So I've 30 miles an hour. Need be prepared to stop. Next signal, translating 30, immediately reduced to 30. So since I see it, immediately reduced to 30. We might be 20 minutes away at 30 miles an hour. So I'm at 2769 tons. The horsepower per ton is 3.3, 3351 on the length. So we can get this thing stopped if we need to. And I'm really only running 2 engines right now. The third one is isolated. So we'll see if I even need a third one. I have a DPU already staged up here on the cut that I'm picking up. And that's for climbing the mighty Cajon Pass. Like having an engine in the back to give it a little push. Okay, I'm at 30, so we'll go ahead and try to hold it at that speed if we can. It's going to be a balancing act though. There's an intermediate signal there. Over on the other monitor, which is why it brought up that menu. So 160 was the intermediate signal. I got Valley View. No, we already passed Valley View. I don't have any level crossings until after we pick up the cars here in Fullerton. If I pull this up for you guys, We're actually, we're right about here right now. It's 160, between 160 and the 162-ish, 160.7. Here's the Metro link for Buena Park. These are the sidings up here that I was going to put these cars on. They were short, and I was like, whoa, I had just too much. So I took them down the road more, and there's my signal up there. And that's the one that I want to continue past with the restricting. Now I've got a restricting, so now I can proceed past that signal, not greater than 15 miles an hour, and have to be able to stop my train within half the distance that I can see. So between me and the signal now, once I pass that, right? Between me and the signal, restricting means I have to be able to stop my train in half this distance. So basically somewhere up here I have to be able to get it stopped by. So whatever speed I need to be at in order to slam on, get the train stopped naturally. Not by hitting F5 or whatever it is on the keyboard. Just able to bring it to a nice stop. That's the speed I can go. So I'm currently 26, bring it down to 15. And then we'll pass where the siding that we need to go so that we can. Because there's one load there, so we got to cut our train where our loaded cars are, pick up that one load and then the 15 empties or whatever's behind it, pull forward, back up, get the empties behind it on the next track over, and then pull it forward, back up to what's left of, what this train is now. Make sure we have the right horsepower and then continue down the road. We're at 20. We're almost down to 15. What is my current consist? So we are running the H-LAJBAR-07, lead unit BNSF 7343, and we have a stop just before Fullerton. I don't remember the mile post. We have a stop. These are LMC empties that were brought up here earlier by myself and by Hound and who was working with them, I forgot. But anyways, they brought these the cars up here from what they were processing, and this should bring me to about, what does the job say for the overall length? 7,100 feet, so fit perfect in the Barstow yard. Which, by the way, I had some sort of microphone setting I noticed last week. So between the sounds in the game and myself, it was like muting my microphone. You guys don't have any issues, right? My voice has been constant. I turned off all these settings that I had in the wrong, there's filters in OBS Studio. It was I was setting them in the wrong spot. All right, thank you so much. Wonderful. Thanks for the feedback, gentlemen. If there's any ladies out there watching, seems to be predominantly something that males enjoy more. So 6754. Clear as a bell. Thank you, Mr. White. So when I was over here, my voice is lower, but that's because the train is louder. So yeah, my voice is the same. It was only last week. It was something I did before that where I put in some filters that listen to the sound of something else, but As far as my voice being lower, the voice is the same thing, just the engine sound is so much louder. But those things are loud right there, and I need to slow down here. They're just chatting. You see how I'm starting to get easier to hear now? It's because the sound of the train is letting my voice come through a little bit better. It's all like mixed and stuff. Okay, now I'm at 15. I'm at the restricting. Actually at 13. 13's better than 15 when your max is 15. I thought I already did that. Let's give it a try again. Close that. Remove. Patch. Partial. Yep, that one did it. Yeah, I'd already done that earlier, I thought. I thought I did that, but yeah, now it's working. Definitely worth the shot. There's Dutch. So this is going to be the siding right here, and you see Dutch. I'm going to go right past it, so I'm not throwing this switch here. I'm going to stay on the main because both tracks up there are blocked. Well, but this is the new sidings they just put in. This is this for Rise. The siding is exciting because they didn't have these here before, and so basically you'd pass the ones behind me that were too small. They're bare table storage. If you needed to pull over, you had to go all the way up to is it Martinez? Esperanza, which was a main, but we also on all these communities we use them as a siding. Exciting. So they added these in the game for us in the update 9, and so this gives us that ability to move stuff up this far and park it along the side. Because I mean, we're already we're an hour into this, right? So if I only had an hour to do stuff, I can get this far before I would pull in there, and I can relinquish the train to somebody else. Since I'm on a curve, I'm going a little bit slower in case I need to jam on the brakes. See the engine's up there on the left side. That will be the second cut that we're taking. The first cut is going to be all the way over to the left of me now in that first siding. There's only about 8 cars there, or 9 cars, something like that. The front one being a loaded car. So I have to pull my train with the loads just, you know, about where the switch is before I have to do a full stop. Throw on some handbrakes, disconnect the loads, pull forward, adjust the switch, back up, get the loads, pull forward, get the rest of it, pull forward, back up, grab the rest of the train. And these are the jobs that I like to actually I like to build, you know, to keep things, instead of just getting in the thing and just driving to Barstow. It's so boring. It's like, why don't you stop, pick up stuff on the way? Then you have to do math, you know, which I'm not a big fan of, but you have to make sure you got enough horsepower. Got to make sure that you have enough pulling power with not too much dynamic braking. You have to make sure that your cars can fit between the signals, so less than 12,000 feet. That's the maximum. And you're stopping and helping everybody else on the way because you're getting rid of their stuff that's leaving the yard. So a win-win, win-win, win for everyone. We're down to 12. This is an intermediate signal coming up here, I believe. Like the one after, I've got red, so that'll be your absolute. That should be control point Barstow. No, we're past Barstow. That'll be the Fullerton control point after the depot. Yep. So it's Fullerton, though, not the ones right in front of me. The yellows over reds. It'll be the one after that. I see reds way in the distance. I'm at 4K. You guys are watching this at 1080p, so you might be able to see them, but it's those reds up there. You got some on the side and two here, and not these ones here. And this 7248 is going to be our DPU. These are extra engines that I put on here, so they're going to be shut down, and we're going to pull them with us, but they're not going to be in use. They're just going to be acting as cars. I'm actually on the main. I don't need the bell. See ya. We're way up here. This is way out here in the distance. Can we see him? There he is right there. Right there. If we zoom out, we don't see him anymore, and we're still pretty good distance away from him. We are going to be coming to a full stop here to disconnect our cars. I don't have these guys in direct communication. They're hearing me through a delay in the stream, so see what happens here. Think they want to help, and you guys want to help, like I said, I'm just gonna break it where the rear of the loaded cars, between the loads and the empties, pull forward back in, get the full car with the empties behind it, pull forward back in and get the this long one that I'm right next to right now. And as I was talking, I ended up throwing it a notch 8 there, which covered from. No damage done. No piss test having to be taken. So if we look outside, let me actually just fly here so it's not too loud. We turn on my tags. We see these tankers here are full. This black tanker here after the white one. So I'm going to cut it at the white tanker between the black and white. So I've got to stop that. White, or the black tanker about right here somewhere, parallel to this empty lumber I-beam car. And that is an intermediate. This one down here is all red. This is Fullerton, so got a red on that one. So we'll need, once we get all these things, I think we might need a restricting to get doubled up. And I'll also need to take off the EOT before I make that cut. Otherwise, I'll get a PCS most likely. It doesn't always happen, but it does sometimes. But once I bring it to a stop, we'll detach. We'll close the angle cock and detach the DOT. EOT, I'm sorry. So how many? I got 7. I thought it was 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 cars. And about right here where the NS locomotive is, the rear MU, we're going to want to stop that black car. All right, I'm only doing doing about 7. A little dynamics on. See if we can bring it to a nice stop. May have compressed it too much. Man, if I can get that black car right there, that'd be perfect. See what we can do. Notch 1.
The P&A's at the wrong ramp. Do you want to spot me up to this one, or do you want to pull to the next one?
Going too much.
Okay, I'll let him know. Just tell me when to stop.
Going uphill, so it's a 0.6 upgrade, so if I can do this just right. Get a notch 2. Come on, I'm trying to go like just 1 notch with the rail driver, but it's not being as finicky as it has been, but it's if we can do a nice stretch stop, this would be perfect. Put a handbrake on that one. Handbrake on that one. Handbrake on that one. I'm going to go get the EOT. Close that. Remove the EOT. And we're going to cut loose. Our car's here. Don't see anybody else here. See in this one. You know what? I may not even have it. My fault. They can't even help me anyway. So a lot of times when you want help, you got to do that. You got to check allow crew interaction. And otherwise, they're not going to be able to do anything for you. So I'm going to close both angle cocks so we don't blow the air out. Disconnect. Coupler's already done. So I'm going to go ahead and pull forward. Then Mr. White's going to throw that switch right there for me when I'm ready to come back. And he already has me lined up to come get this cut. I thought there are loads here somewhere. Wait a minute. There's one load. I thought these were loaded. I thought they told me they were loaded. Yeah, whatever. We'll grab these ones. Weird. All right, so he's got me all lined up, coming back now.
Actually, 668 highball clear, 173 over.
So if I had somebody, if I was actually doing this in the real, like the multiplayer sense that we are now, but I wasn't streaming this, I would be in Discord and I would be talking with that person there. So you guys who haven't played multiplayer, he would be giving me car counts. He'd say, you're good to go. Coming back for 5, 10, probably 10 in this case. And they would, you know, basically guesstimate, okay, now you're good for 5, keep coming back for 5. And then I would be repeating that, you know. So that's the kind of communications that goes on in the multiplayer setting. Got dynamic brakes on now. Trying to bring it back slow, because again, I'm talking at the same time, so I can multitask. So we got her stopped there down to a nice coupling speed, 2.5 miles an hour. Okay. And then I got the dynamic brakes on. So now I have the independents on. I got the 3, or in the 3-step, but not really, because I only don't do the full 3-step. in the sim here. I only do 2 because I don't turn off the gen field. So I'm gonna connect. Actually, I'm just gonna hit F7 because I don't know if they were. Let me look at this cut right here. Okay, so I did lace them up before when I brought them here. We'll air up that next cut. This is short anyways. It wouldn't have taken very long. So now we're going to go ahead and release the emergency brakes. Or hand brakes, I should say, not emergency brakes. And you can hear them slacking off. So we're going to, we're in forward. Notch her up a little bit. Let the engines wind up. Get some power. Come off the independent brake and ease her forward. Nice speed here. We don't want to go too crazy. Notch 2. As soon as the last car passes that switch right there, the white one is now. Mr. White's going to throw that so we can back up and grab the last cut here. And I cannot pass this signal without explicit permission because it is a absolute. So I have a feeling I will be setting that to restricting so I can pick up my cars here. Dynamic brakes? What do you mean? Because I wound him up too far because I was talking and I didn't hit him at the... I hit him too late, so I needed more to slow down. Right now I'm watching him down to 7. I only need a little bit more, about 4 cars. A little bumpy there. Come on, just give me 2, rail driver. I don't want 1 or 9. All right, 1 more to go. I'm coming off now. Oh, there's an EOT on this. You can remove that for Mr. White if you can hear me. All right, coming to a stop. There's a little bit of a delay here. Bring them back. Oh yeah, because you already have it. Yeah, he already has me lined up. I didn't see him throw that switch. I don't know if he saw it. It saw the text, so we'll go and turn that off. Remove that one. We'll go back in the air. All right, so we'll go give it just a little bit to get going. We are coming downhill, just a little bit, not quite flat. So we'll let it come back just a little bit. See if we can maintain speed here. Little dynamic brakes, 3 miles an hour. .6, 2.5. All right, we're good there. You know what I didn't take into account? I'm going to have to do this again. Well, I may not do it again, but I'm going to have to pull forward and stop it again right here so I can put the engines on the very, very back. So I probably... Let me do it this way. I'm going to pull forward now. I'm going to grab the other cut and then push back to grab this since the engine's already on it. Instead of just doing some shuffling.
San Bernardino Sub. Unit 41, over. Location, over.
All right, now we'll grab these cars, pull them forward, and then back up and get that cut. Thank you, Dutch. Have a good night. And then after we get these cars, we're basically clear out to San Bernardino, and we'll get out to a siding there, hopefully. Okay. Then we'll connect these.
Detector, milepost 177.4. Track 2, no defects. Repeat, no defects.
Watch our flow right here.
Axle 20.
It's looking good. So now we're fully open all the way to the back. Now let's pull forward. But we gotta remember we have a signal up here. So I've got to either stop at that signal or I have to basically get a restricting. But as soon as I go back, so I don't want to ask auto, because if I say, hey, I want to go that way. My HPT currently is 2.8, by the way. When I connected it last cut, I'm definitely going to need another engine. But I'm still good. I have more than enough right now to do this cut connect. But I've got to watch that signal in front of me because I'm going to give myself a restricting once I get close. I don't want to do it until I know I need it. Too many people give themselves restrictings here when they don't necessarily need it. I think I need it, but I'm going to wait until I absolutely know I do. We need that much. We have that much, and then we need this much more. So, right where Mr. White's at, like 25 cars or so, and probably have 12 in front of us. So, as I see now, I'm definitely going to need it. Let me get to where I am. So I'm here. Give myself that restricting. I'm now verified that it's restricting. I'm now able to pass that signal. With about 20 behind. 20 cars to clear this. Go in here for a minute. So what's interesting is now that we have, see, we can clear that because now we're going to want to go somewhere else. But we have up to this signal now. So when we enter this block, we own this block, this restricting up to here, up to Atwood.
668, eyeball clear 17.
And I know that I think I need this one because this signal would control all of this between here and Vertimont. So I need to go there and give that myself restricting there to get into the siding that is there. Because I have the map. I'm looking at the map. Now we're at the rear of the train. I hit the space bar. That was why I whistled. I tried to jump. You know how many? I play so many games where the space bars jump. I just tried to jump over these cars right here. And once we get here, we are laced up. There's air in the cars, not a whole lot, but, well, I mean, almost 80, so it doesn't take long to pump them up. We get the DPU fired up and the remote enabled. We'll just stand here and watch the coming down from 8. So we need to get to where he is. A good 8, 9 cars to go. Down to 6. Let's give it a notch just to keep things rolling here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to clear. Take a look here to see where we're at. We're through the block. Let her roll. We're at 4,200 feet now total, plus what we're picking up, 3,200 tons. We got 60 empties, 8 loads, so 68 cars right now. When we pick these up, this is gonna add a lot though. It's adding over 90 cars to us, plus the dead engines. Okay. Knuckle clear of me at the switch. 10-4. Coming on back. Yeah, push it real good. All right, one on the notch. Coming back. It's going downhill, so I don't want to get crazy. Taking a little bit due to the length of the train. It's moving, just slow. Got all day here. Now we're going. All right, coming off on the notch. We're at 5. Get ready for dynamic braking. We don't need it yet. We're at 4-2. Got some accordion going on right now. Accordioning. Notches or some dynamics. Down to 3. Perfect. The train doesn't go disappearing when you do it that way. So, connect the airlines, do a partial. Side should be open. Sometimes you get the bug where both of them open at the same time. Watching our CFM climb. You hear the air go through and start moving brake lines. We're at 40. There's Nick in the background. Hello, Nick. We go to the rear of the train. And I'm only going to start up this guy. Once it's started, we're going to take a look at our everything. We take off the handbrakes on everything. So this guy's isolate, this guy's isolate, this guy's isolate. So this is not an MU, this is a DPU lead going forward, DPU. We got good fuel in it. We'll put on our EOT. EOT is activated. Go back in the cab now. This is the Long Hood Trail. We'll bring our lights up. We got the lights are on now. See, barely. Turn them off and back on, but there's the brights. You don't want brights though. We just want dims. All right, they should be shutting off. Acting funky. There it goes. Now you see these two kind of on. Those ones not anymore. Okay, so now we're in the back in the lead. Let's bring up our DPU screen. Go ahead and fence them. So the green line there. I'll do a DPU bump. Make sure that it responds. So I went to notch 2, now to notch 1. You see the DPU is actually pushing on us. And I'm just going to go back into idle. So DPU notch is good. I've got 90 on the rear where the train is. One other thing I want to do, just make sure that my brake lines are all connected back here. We don't need the MUs connected. They're off anyways, so we'll leave these disconnected. These guys are, as you hear them, they're not running, they're dead. So if I take this car here, got 89 in, and go up to somewhere up there, 89. Okay, let's go back in the cab here. So HPT 3.1 for an H train is not bad at all. So we're gonna pull this at 3.1 HPT. So we have 3 in the on the lead end and 1 in the rear. Those other engines are dead. We now have 7,100 feet of train, 4,400 tons. I don't think that counts the locomotives in the sim. I don't know if the weight of those engines are counting. That's it. So now I'm going to update the job here real quick. Where is it at? Here we go.
SCAX Railroad Detector Milepost 177.
So we're 3 by 1
Track 1, no defect.
and 3.1 on the HPT. 8 with 95 tons. 4424, exactly what I calculated. 7138. I have 30. I'm missing a foot somewhere, so that's it. So I've updated the post and we are ready to roll. I'm going to start the movement here and then ask Otto. So I'm going to go ahead and I did a DPU pump. Let me get to the back. I'm looking for the button to push. That tagger. So that one should be, these all should be, these are going to Barstow. They'll be serviced there. Pick back out in the road. So if we grab this car here and I do a 10-pound reduction, get on the right screen here. I have 2 feet on where my shoes are, you're saying. Pretty cool. All right, so you see the reduction coming in now. So we're down to 76. Of course, we're right next to the compressor so that this first one is going to it's going to happen quickly. I just want to make sure that the DPU is responding air compressor. I'm going to go ahead and drop that. It should come back up to 90 here. Yep, you see we're coming up, so we're juicing up. You can hear it now coming out through the train. That's one thing that a lot of people don't understand. That so we have a DPU, right? So this is going to send air up the chain. So we have air in the front sending it back, and we have air in the back sending it forward. The problem is, it's just because your EOT says you have 90 pounds, the engine's acting immediately because it's the air compressor. So the ideal part is to check the brakes here. So as we see, we've got 86. If we pull forward right now, we're going to be dragging brakes for a minute. So we'll just wait another 2 PSI and then we're out of here. So pay attention to that. If I were to pull forward, you just hear the whine and squeaking, squeaking. I don't know what a squeaking is, but it's squeaking. I'm sure the punny guy will come up with something related to that.
Track 784 on a clear up.
Have a good night. Thanks for showing up. Dragging brakes are not a good sound. Well, especially on Amtrak, right? We're at 88. We'll go ahead and start our process of getting out of here. We look here, the grade is 0 where the engine is, but who knows what is behind us. So I'm currently fenced. The other day I forgot to defence myself, by the way. So I burned up my trains a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and give myself a little bump to just get the rear end going. If I do it just from the front end, the back end will eventually go, but it will push on me just a little bit. And there's a delay between here and the response and the DPU in the back. So I'm coming up to notch 2. I'm flat, so it's not a big deal, but this is how you would do it on a hill, by the way, if you're on a grade. Okay, so now we are moving. The DPU in the back is acknowledged. We were moving. I'm trying to, so I have the DPU at notch 1, the forward end at notch 2, because I'm fenced. So I want to get a little bit of, the train kind of settled out. So I've just removed the notch, and it will respond right now with notch 2 in the rear. So we've pulled the train apart a little bit. Now you can see the coupler starting to relax a little bit. So grade or no grade, that's how you should DPU. This a player? Nope. AI. So here's UP, by the way, bringing an auto rack. I'm still under restricting rules. I've got to wait till I get around the corner here, and then I'll request from dispatch clear. Watching my coupler force there. Like I'm trying to look at the train, but the other side of it. So let's just take a quick look, make sure I ain't leaving anything in the back. I'm 13, but I'm coming out of the yard here, or out of the siding, so I want to make sure that it's not a yard, it's a siding. We look at right there, the track speed's 15. But we got to make sure that we don't come out too heavy because of that turn that we got to make. We don't want to break nothing. Back in the engine. So after we get down, hey Mike, how you doing? After we get down the road here, we are gonna get it going because we got a big hill to climb. It's not too bad, but it is. We're gonna be able to handle this 3.1 HPT, but we are going to be headed to San Bernardino, and that is about, from where we're at, Fullerton. San Bernardino is going to be 45 minutes to 50 minutes. So this stream is going to go longer than 6. That's fine. As far as maybe, unless we get stopped, then maybe I won't. I didn't set a counter either, so we got to keep looking back here. So we're almost there. But based on that, after I pass those mile markers here coming up, I should be clear. Mr. White's going to throw the main line switch for me. While he's waiting there. Thank you very much, sir. I'm going to start ramping up now on my notches. There we go, we're on the main. We're clear and high. Thank you very much, Mr. White. Now we're at a track speed of 50. Oh no, we are in the 40 zone. I forgot about that 40 zone. If we look up here, we can see that, so we're here at Fullerton. Here's the 40 right here. We have a 40 until we get past. That's coming up pretty soon anyways. We can speed up once we get here. And I don't have any, I have a 45 at Esperanza. And it'll clear right here before Prado. I'm going to give it a notch every little bit now and again to wait for the DPU to answer up. You're burning bright, burning light, or not so bright in the rear. I'm not yet doing 40, so I will judge this crossing here. Let's do it from here. The guy gets out of his car, like, oh look, there's a choo-choo. Ask dispatcher for, I think I already, yeah, I asked the specific destination on the F3 map already. You call them at the next control point. All right, that would be here. Next block over. We got one more block to go. Then we'll watch this guy go by. Look at the map to make sure there is another crossing up there, I believe. Yep. Oh, yeah, there's a bunch of crossings, so we can't really do the wait for the train to go by us right now. Because you never know, a virtual car might not hear us coming, and then we'll run into them, and they'll be like, you didn't whistle. So, you can jump in, Mr. White, in the conductor's seat if you like. I should have crew interaction on. Now jump in front, stare at the cab, hold F11, press the cab. It puts you right in here with me. Unless you're getting, like, watching it drive by and rail fan and stuff. Up another notch. Notch 6. We're at 24.5 now. Roll on, he said. We got it. Thank you. Moving. This is going to be an intermediate. Got number plate sort of on it. Take a look at our coming into the block now. So as soon as we pass these intermediates, we'll request from dispatch again. Going to notch 7 now. Couplers look good. Yeah, that is a, you can see the intermediate number plates there. That's what we're talking about. An intermediate signal has number plates. So if those are red, you can stop at that and then proceed in restricting speed after you pass it. Provided you know it's clear ahead. So we're at a, let's see, what are we at? We're at a 50 now, so we can actually go 50. And I think we're down to 45 in Esperanza. Through Prado. So if I can get up some more speed before we get up that hill. Notch 8 in it. Put your foot down, let's get her going. About 45 minutes, that's if we can get it to like 45 or 50. You're welcome, Mr. White. Thank you very much for coming and helping me out. Anytime. Now we're getting to that above 35. The alerter is going to be going crazy. The faster you go, the faster the alerter comes on. All right, I see signals up there. Let's go ahead and see if we can get it all clear. Hello? I want to go that way, please. All right, give me a 10 for. Eye out for a signal indication right now. We got signal indication for BNSF 7343. Got it clear. Now we're on our way. We got another crossing up here. Couple crossings there. What is this? .48. We're at a 50 track speed. Come out of notch 8, just go to 6, but rail driver. Still speeding up, climbing the hill though. Going to 5. All right, it's Atwood Junction, so this must be Van Buren. Clear signal in front of us. Or whistling a little too soon, but whistle board said whistle. And that's for when you're going over 40. And get on this screen. Okay, there's Atwork Junction. DPU Air is coming around the corner, losing some radio signal. There it's back. Got one more. Also, these don't work. That'd be cool if they did. I know they do in the Dash 9s. Nick's with me. Hello, Nick. This is Banana Hat. He just did this yesterday, except he went up the hill, I believe. Going down a little bit, down to 44. Let's see if we can get her back up a little bit. We're looking around and checking things out. Got just the streets on now. Let's see if we can, okay, we want that one on, but that one off. Yeah, you remember when you're going up the hill yesterday. Amtrak versus freight drivers. He did fine though. I know he was asking you about all the signal stuff. It's good. Let's give it a little bit. Let's go back into notch 8 again. You don't need it in notch 8. We're doing pretty good, but I want to get it up closer to that 50 mile an hour mark. Yeah, I know. I mean, as long as you're having fun. All about. I mean, it's good knowledge to know, too. Just seeing if you were paying attention. And you were. Because you're doing a good job. But we do, we are in notch 8. Just 2,000 pounds on the coupler, so it's perfect. I think the couplers break at about 350. I am probably off a little bit, but I try to keep it definitely under 350 for sure. Got a green at Esperanza, so we're headed up the hill. This is we're currently what streets are these? I think we're in Orange County right now. I think we're in Anaheim. We're going up the hill at Esperanza. We're going to come down over at the border of Riverside County and Orange County. And so Anaheim bumps into Corona, and Corona is that Riverside city. Anaheim is that Orange County city. Oh, is it closer to 400? I know that I've seen it at like 350, and I was like, oh, I better get it back down. And didn't break at 350, but I busted knuckles under 4, pretty sure. Because usually when you're breaking knuckles, you're not looking up there to see what it was. So, yeah, don't go above 350, and I think you'll be fine. I think that's a good rule. 66, I have no problem with that. I'm gonna stay knuckled up the whole way. So I have my DPU right now. I unfenced it. I don't know how it fenced back up. I didn't push the button that I remember. I might have accidentally pushed it, but what I was doing right there, so if you forget to do that, by the way, so my DPU is going at notch 5, whereas the head end's pulling at notch 8, right? That means I'm literally trying to pull the train apart the whole time. So I just looked down and I saw that my fence was up, and I was like, what the hell? And I was at notch 5 on the rear, notch 8 in the head. Not good. I'm glad I've just figured that out, but my train right now is stretched. And that's what we want it to be, just not the way it was. I would have definitely hotboxed my brakes. And, see, if I had kept it going that way, they'd be smoking for certain. And we're coming over a detector pretty soon, so you don't have to stop my train and everything. So yeah, when you have DPUs, you got to pay attention to the engines in the rear as well. I think I did it when because you know I go like this to zoom in and look at stuff. You know, defects right now. So I might have hit it because it's just it's 2 buttons over. All right, the detector's happy with my current situation. And we are all the way notched, so, you know, we're full right now. Doing just under 45. And there was a track speed, 1.5 miles to 45. So we're doing good. Keep an eye on that. And I was going to say we should start slowing down here a little bit anyways as the grade increases. We're now at 1.3 up. We're riding the line, and that's good. Slowing down now, but there's nothing we can do as we have her all the way forward. As Rise would say, we got all the traction into the traction. Full speed ahead. However, we do need to pay attention when we hit the summit here that we back off, otherwise we're going to come screaming out of here. I've had people ask before, and the alerter comes on if you've not made any train control changes. So whether you're honking, you're blowing the whistle, honking the horn, if you will, you change your notching, or if you do anything where the train has to, something in the train changes, the alerter comes on to make sure that you're still awake. Here's my 45 right here. What I do is I do a bell on the leads. The air pressure builds up to the train, and basically making sure my brakes in the lead end aren't, the train brakes aren't, I'm bleeding those off. So on the rail driver, it's an independent move. It's on the independent brake where you bell off, let the air out. Anytime you apply train brakes, it will build up the engine as well. We really want those in the cars, not so much in the locomotives, unless we need it to slow down or stop. But we're trucking up the hill 5 under the speed limit, so we're at 40. Now we're at, we have a 50 mile an hour speed limit here, so we could be speeding up. The grade's not as steep now, but most of the train is still on the grade, so gotta keep an eye on that. I'm actually in there, it just doesn't show me. We are speeding up. We can see the rear of the train back there. I come down to notch, well, I was trying to go to 7, but I went to 6 because that's holding us at 44.4. Like flying a drone, kind of. You gotta go up or down, figure out which way is which. All right, let me see if I can get it in a 7. We're losing a little bit of speed. Look, the accelerometer here, thing in yellow, That's going to be bouncing around a little bit. We got a clear signal ahead. Now we're speeding up 2 miles per hour, 2.5-ish. We'll leave it there. Then again, track speed's 45. We're at light under 45. We're looking for track speed indicator with green plates on it that say we can go back up to 50. Our next crossing is going to be Auto Center Drive in Corona, where I actually purchased a car at some point. Pontiac Alero. No, Oldsmobile. The Oldsmobile Alero. Back in the early 2000s. We're at the speed limit now. Come off just a little bit. Let's see, what 50s are speed limit, so let's go back up to 7.
FCAX Railroad Detector Milepost 177.
Or notch 7 for some reason, because the driver doesn't want to just stay where I want it to.
Repeat, no defects. Total axle 28. Speed 73 out.
We are climbing in speed. Going downhill slightly. See it leveling off there in the grade. I never had any problems with mine so it was a former rental car. Somebody had pulled out of a gas station in front of me. And I slid into him on the brakes. So they totaled that car, and then I went there because I was flying around everywhere for work, and I was always renting Alero. So I'm like, why don't I just buy one? They have one here, and it was like $5,000 or $8,000, something like that. So I got a 4-door, and I loved it. Just at some point, you know, as a car gets older, sometimes things start falling apart, like little things inside, like not engine wise, but you know, and you're just like, the windows won't roll down, and it's just cheaper, like you said, to go get a different one sometimes and fix all those little things. All right, there's our green placards, or green boards. Now we can go maximum track speed, which we are at 50. You hear me notching down. One mile from max. All we got to do now is just pay attention what's on the tracks, where the crossings are, and our speed. Probably get some sort of stop your train around here, because it seems to always what happens is dragging equipment out of nowhere. All of a sudden now it's dragging. Once we go over a detector, we got a crossing coming up. Like a temporary crossing. Notched down a little too much, and now we're back to climbing. Oh, we're only notch 4 though, up to 6. But once we hit the signal coming off this Esperanza, this is main 1 all the way to my left. We use that as a siding all the time, so we call it the Esperanza siding even though it's main. What's up, Hagen? And once we pass the CP Prado, we literally have, it's 18, 19 miles. 20 miles. Let's call it 20 to keep things easy. 20 miles to San Bernardino. Based on real life car driving experience. We dropped a lot of speed off. I wasn't paying attention to the grade. What year was that? Because the Prado Dam, you know, it dams up the Santa Ana River. They actually just refurbished that dam. They had the painting on there 1776. They built it in 1976. I remember them building it. I was young. And so they painted on there the 200-year bicentennial, you know, anniversary. And they just refurbished that here, like they put a newspaper thing out. They got some conservation group got the funds to repaint it, refurbish it. But yeah, it's Prado Dam. You see it off 91, so it would be like this isn't 100% representative of the area. We're basically coming behind Anaheim Hills into Corona, but the 91 highway runs right by it, and it's right there at the border. Prado Dam's in Riverside County, right at the border of Orange County. I'm gonna look at so BNSF tracks where they are here are not correct. Well, I mean, it's hard to tell. They run down around the canyon, so like where Imperial Highway is, and it goes like inside. There's Weir Canyon. And then it goes up and around right next to the dam. The dam would be out your left, just like you're saying. And it might be in here, but yeah, they're down below like the freeway. The freeway like curves and goes right over the tracks, and then it ends up over on the, if we're headed eastbound, because it's kind of tricky, then once we get past Corona, the tracks are over on, Porphyry is on the right side if you're headed towards Riverside from Orange County. Like this would be the freeway over here, but of course it'd be a lot wider because there's way more lanes than that, and they're all stopped all the time. So this is entering like towards Corona on the back side. It'd be coming behind Auto Center Drive. Then we should go back under the freeway, I think. I don't remember. The Prado Dam would be like, this would be the Santa Ana River over here. And Prado Dam would be back there a little bit. Based on where this says we're at. West Corona. That would be the, over here would be the San Andreas. The Santa Ana River. Some of the old roadbed. Dart container. I worked at Sweetheart Cup, which is down in Riverside, though, where we're going to be passing Center Street. just before Center Street. I think Columbia, whatever they call it in the game. It was Sweetheart Cup. I worked at the big old warehouse where they loaded cars. Forklift driver, way, way, way long ago. This is 141 here. They dropped those off earlier today, and those are being processed. Or those aren't being processed. I'm sorry. They're being processed there. Those are waiting to be processed. So I'll have to keep an eye on that too. Are these done? Yep. Those are done there. They just need to be swapped out. All right, got it clear. We're still in 8. Chucking along.
BNSF detector milestone 26.4, main 1, ambient temperature 93 degrees.
BP May, so we're passing Porphyry here in a minute. Well, it all depends on the industry. If you hit, well, I just held Control and L, right? These are basically the industry. This is like the cars that are ready for those industries. But if we go here to industry configuration, and you're on the server, if you know, like we just did DCC, right? So start. So if we go to DCC right here, you can see they process covered hoppers. Capacity is for the capacity is really for the supply trains, for the AI trains that spawn in. The time is what we're worried about. So that's 48 hours. So that's like real time, you know, the server runtime. After 48 hours, they're done. And so it produces empties and it kicks them out to these. So that's in industry configuration. And then also processes plastic pellet hoppers at the same rate. Okay, so we hit 50, so let's slow her down a little bit. I'll go down to notch 1 and watch the speed. We're going down a little bit. Down to notch 0, we'll coast for a second. Keep an eye on it. Getting pushed on by the rear cars there. We're back at 50, even though it's 0.8. Still 50. Okay, now we're at 49. I'm going to coast for a bit as we come in through Corona here. And Porphyry will be... when I was... I streamed this one time. I had been yard master for about a week, and I was talking, and next thing I knew I had to pull off here into this siding, so I went over there and threw that switch. I was at 50 miles an hour. That did not end well for me. The train rolled off the tracks and disappeared right in front of me, live on stream. That was kind of embarrassing. Like, oh, I need that one, so I just jumped out and threw it and then hit it at 50. Very tight turn was that. You sit there and wait for your little train and wait for Papa, okay? 9077, who's that? And they keep 9077. That's Jenner. Got that unit train from Barstow to Fresno. Here's Porphyry. There's a lot of work here for Porphyry. So if you're watching, you're looking for stuff to do. Car's got to be delivered. These cars going out. Know why I slowed down so much. Didn't need to. There's 2 lanes of cars, actually, like 2 and then 3 lanes, 2.5, something like that. I just told him to off Auto happy hour coupon, and maybe Auto let him go. But I was always drinking. I don't know where he's at, but he keeps toning him. I don't know that it's going to change anything. Back in the notch 8 I go. So far, everything's good. Climbing a little bit. Gonna have a, let's see. We passed Porphyry. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 crossings. About 20, 21, 22, 23, about 24 crossings of San Bernardino.
BNSF detector milepost 22.4 main 1 ambient
It's me.
temperature 94 degrees.
It's almost like this stream's making up for that one that I missed, right? Right? Guys. Got to clear CP May. BNSF 7343. Eastbound. Oh, Nick's gone. Back bar. First crossing. 24 more to go after this one, maybe. Back speed 50. Keep an eye on everything. Maybe there'll be some stuff in San Bernardino. We'll have to go through for San Bernardino, so as we approach San Bernardino, maybe I'll jump out and look and pull it into San Bernardino Yard. See if there's anything there that needs to go out, and we'll park it there, let somebody else put it together and take it up the hill. But I mean, 7,100 feet is good because Barstow can support that. All right, let me look down at the map. Here I don't have, so Streeter, I have a 50 reduction, or I'm sorry, 40 reduction to 40 miles an hour at Streeter, so that'll be after Mary Street. But, we got Buchanan coming up. So Mary Street, Buchanan's 20, so 8 miles from here to Mary. Got 8 miles until the speed reduction. If I had started on the server at the very beginning of this stream, by the way, I would. It was about 20 minutes into it when I realized I wasn't even on the server. 15, 20 minutes or something. So right now, we would have been 20 minutes up the road. Maybe not. Not like you got to carry a bottle in case you're sitting here for all these hours. You got to pee, right? You can't just get up and walk away. Your alerter's going to go off. Your emergency brake. Because you're not answering the alerter. I always forget too. I like on a straight with no crossing. I'll go run and take one real quick leak, and then or get some water. And then I forgot to do it. My wife yells out. She's sitting down there. She's like, wee woo, wee woo. I come running back. Intermediate with the grade says clear. 192. 192 going to 12. Pretty much 13, but 12.96 is the crossing mile marker. La Sierra coming up. We have a Metrolink station at La Sierra. Yeah, if you're going to piss off the engine, you should probably go to the behind you so that the wind blows it away from you. Not because if you're pissing into the wind, yeah, get ready for some blowback. Pants are going to be a little wet. Pants and shirt, sleeves, shoes. If you want to use if the onboard works. You could also go out there and do the helicopter, and that way you do a circle and it's like, let me go to notch 7. Now 7, thank you. So it'd be like on the farms where they have the pivots, the sprinklers on them. You just do go out in a helicopter motion. Guess I didn't need to notch down. The toilets are a big ol' if the toilets are working. I mean, sometimes it doesn't matter if you gotta go. You got a solid number 2 coming your way. Doesn't matter if it's working or not. If you can't hold it, you're dumping it somewhere. And a broken toilet is still a toilet. Those are rules of life. But the same thing like on submarines. If we're some of you don't know that. Allegedly, I was on submarines, right, Rise? Allegedly. If you gotta go, and they're pressurizing the tanks to discharge from the tanks, because we pressurize the tanks and shoot it out the side, I mean, we can pump it too, but pressurizing is way faster when you're off the coast. So, if you got a dump, then you just don't pull the, they'll put warning signs, don't use this. You gotta go. You just don't pull that handle to flush it. Let it float. On if you're on bumpy track, don't use the toilet because then you'll be wearing some of it. Back here a little bit so it's not too loud. Give a different view here for a little bit. Say you get a turd mushroom sandwich. And sometimes it's better than the alternative, though. Got a turtle head poking through, man. You gotta just let it stand up on its own. The safer bet isn't always the option. If you got farts coming up behind it, trying to push it out, oh man, that's the worst. No defects. Thank you there, defect detector. All right, CP Arlington, but nothing really slowing us down right now, so well, yeah, open the windows a little bit. Just listen, if you ever have to drop one in a broken toilet, I mean, what's the worst? You grab a couple paper towels, you grab it. I mean, can you? If you're on, if you're going down like here where there's nothing around, you can just toss it out the window. Kowalski Phillips, how you doing? I got cops at the signal that even do the sequence. That's all right. PHP. Don't know what they're doing. Don't know anything about trains. Probably have a few of them in here though. Oh well, you know. But they can't do anything about it. And they probably report you to FRA. You know, I saw BNSF 7343. I was at a signal and I was code 4 and everything, but he did not sequence before going over the crossing. Hello. I was just talking about the single turd. You just grab the paper towel and huck it out. I mean, you should always have paper towels. Bring them with you. Huck them right out the ground, right outside. Toilet breaks, backs up. That's not good. You got to do a little swirl pray, right? You dump it. Oh, la 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 la. Please go down. Please don't break. La 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 la. So I am coming from LAJ, which is in Los Angeles. Currently on the San Bernardino sub for another 8 miles or so. And we're headed eastbound. The train is going to Barstow. I will not be going to Barstow. I will be pulling in either in San Bernardino or just past San Bernardino for a recrew. But this has got a 95 empty cars with 8 loads, 7,100 feet. HPT is 3.1 with 24 tons. This is H-LAJBAR-07, which is today's date. It's the empties that are coming out of LAJ and then LMC, which is La Mirada. And I'm on the Mateo Community Server today, right now, as I usually am. Sometimes Depot Plus. All right, we're at 50. Let's see, what's our track speed here? We got a reduction in 0.4. It's a good thing I looked. Knew we were getting close. Reader coming up, the UP interchange switch. Don't need to go too crazy. My old, or the original club that I signed up, the LA Fitness would be right here. The home gym. I don't go to that one necessarily anymore here in Riverside. I live a little bit further down the road. I go to the one in San Bernardino, but there wouldn't be a Ford here. This would be the LA Fitness Mall and some other things in there. Actually, I think it would be this one over here. It'd be over there where this stuff is. I don't know. It goes overpass over a street, and then it kind of comes down here and turns. So it might be this. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's not exactly 100%. Pretty close. Track speed is 40. We're barely speeding. Bring it down just a little bit. Make the road gods happy. And some of the street names aren't correct. Washington isn't. Mary isn't. Cridge isn't. Mission is. Cridge Street, that would be 14th Street. That'd be CP downtown Riverside, by the way. We already passed West Riverside. I mean, it might be CP West Riverside on BNSF. I'm not sure in real life, but I'm saying that's like downtown. That this guy right here, this bridge, this is the UP Streeter connection into UP University, or the Riverside Community College is over there. And this is coming in downtown. The highway that this goes over is the 91. Yeah, that'd be 14th Street. We're at 40 and a 40. Amazing. It's really funny, is a 76 or 67 station. There actually is one, but it'd be on this side. Or when you get off the freeway. And I didn't even honk at that crossing, did I? There we go. That's been a Metrolink station. I remember taking my son there when we were 15 years ago, and we it has one of those things where you kind of go over the tracks to each side, because the parking lot would be like on this side over here, and you could do the ramp that goes over and then down to the ticket booth. And we were standing on the platform when a freight went by on this track, and we were I mean, we didn't go past the yellow line, but we were there. That train just whoosh, wind blowing everything, and pretty cool. He loved it, as did I. Old spaghetti factory would be over here somewhere. Bunch of retail stuff. Downtown's over there. Sheriff's Department, Police Department, the jail. Got a clear ahead. The track speed apparently went up after Streeter, but we got another reduction to 40 anyways, so as we come into San Bernardino. University of California Riverside will be right over here. We're going to be going under the Interstate 60, which goes from LA to Beaumont. Oh, the Francis Dam. Okay, so it wasn't Prado. I was like, I don't remember a problem with Prado. This would be Interstate 60 right here on Flash 2. It's weird the way they named it. So it goes towards March Air Force Base. Moreno Valley would be that way. You guys have ever heard of that? Green on the intermediate. Track speed is, again, coming down to 40, but we're still below that, so we're doing good. Almost there, about 5 miles or so from San Bernardino. Champion Lumber is not there anymore. It's now Grand Terrace High School. Or no, it's not Grand Terrace. It's the it's like a track work yard, like where they have all the equipment to fix rails and redo the tracks. Maintenance of way yard. Oh, no. Champion Lumber. There is another lumber yard that was down here a ways. Champion's still there. Palmerita coming up. Might be that Reliable Hardware or something. That's a big lumber yard that's actually there. Cruising on in through Riverside here. I don't know what this Citrus Street is. That's not really what it is. There's the switchers. We were looking for those earlier. But they should be here, by the way, because they can then pick up from here and bring it back. Or on the siding here, that's where I suggested they put stuff. So that siding is a good place for drop-offs and to take the engines back. I essentially live right over there against those hills. That's where the stream is being brought to you by, right over here, currently. Right over here area. A lot more houses here. They're all lower income houses. Had a few derailments right in here before. Just the cars would derail, nothing serious. No, nobody got injured. Just cars would come off because of the rails would twist or whatever. That maintenance of way track stuff, little yard would be like right in here. Stop here and run home and get dinner. Power plant right here, like this is really legit, and this is where they filmed parts of Transformers. Like when they're in the power plant, that's where they filmed it.
BNSF detector milepost.
It's all different now. There's 3 tracks to go over the 215 here. That poor guy got pulled over, speeding probably.
8 degrees.
Boxcar right there. Now in San Bernardino County, Colton. The street that runs right by here, that you can watch all these trains go right by, is kind of sunk down lower than the road bed, though the road bed's kind of up here. The height maps are pretty good. Height maps are pretty good here. Okay, we got a reduction of 30 and 2.5 miles. Below 2.5 miles. Got to slow her down here. Using dynamic braking only. Don't need air for this. EPU is responding with dynamic braking as well. So we'll leave it there and we'll see if it slows us down before we're hitting that Colton crossing. Which has been changed. Now the UP from West Colton going down the Yuma sub now goes over the top of these tracks. So that old BNSF UP crossing that's here in Sim, it's still there, but they usually only run locals through them. Short little locals that go to the old yard. And the road trains go up over so that they don't have to stop. Like a freeway overpass now. Down to 33 on the way to 30. Mile and a half to go. Coming off a little bit.
250 over.
Only 1,700 miles south of you. That's not bad. It'd probably take you as long to drive there as it would me from here, because here it's only 67 miles. I worked out there for 11 years. So driving from here to there, it takes about an hour and 10, hour and 15 minutes with no traffic. But if you have an accident or something on the Cajon Pass, on the highways, or I don't know, just traffic, take anywhere from 2 hours to 22 hours to get there.
I will get that turned in, or.
Get a lot of police pursuits that end in shootings out there, so close the whole highway down, and then it takes a long time, like literally 22 hours. Crazy. All because somebody want to get in a shootout with cops. Death sentence. You're up in what, Oregon, Washington, or you're in Canada? 1,700 miles. I think that puts you Victoria or somewhere above Washington, I think. Unless you're in the U.S., and I mean that could be Idaho or whatever. 1,700 miles. We got 20 and 2.8, but we've already slowed down to 9 miles an hour. We got her stopped, though. That was important. Or got her slowed down. Just didn't pay attention to when to not slow down anymore. So this is Colton Crossing. We got these 4 level crossings we got to go through. At the West Colton Auto Yard right here. Got a train coming at me in AI driven. Here's the San Bernardino Yard, which looks quite a bit different nowadays as well. 7,000 feet, so we're going to be headed over here. I think these cars are... Oh, no, these are tagged to go out. I think that needs its own train, though. I'm going to keep on going by. Go all the way up to where we first thought we were going to go, because, again, we're 7,000 feet. Barstow is going to be able to handle that perfect. Now we're at the 30 marker. So we just went from LA, Los Angeles, not even downtown, but you know, a couple 10 or 12 miles away from downtown, to San Bernardino. That's how long it takes, pretty close to it anyways, in real life. All right, so you're in Alberta. I got a friend up there.
I only see 21419. 4713R.
Allegedly. Talking about the Canadian guy that was a friend of ours there that we golf with all the time, virtually there, Rise?
Okay. Okay.
Allegedly. All right, got an approach. An approach medium, 2 solid yellers. We're not going over 40, so we don't have to worry about it, but we're going to be diverging Bring this guy up. Go to the Cajon sub. Now that we're here, we're going up to main. I think we're staying on main 2. We shouldn't be diverging. Get into the Cajon sub here. No, we're not diverging. Oh, yes, we are. We're diverging going around because they got this guy coming in right now. Talking about that yeller signal that we had. Is it an old signal that's old yeller? Probably. I'm going to give it a little more gas because we are creeping through here. We don't need to be going 15. We are diverging, but I think it's a 50-mile-an-hour diverging track, so. I'm sorry, it's a 40. Yeah, the round crossover is 40. All right, got a little gas. We can do 30. We were really creeping through there. You guys getting a 3 hours deal out of this one today. Still about 15 minutes away from from stopping. Notch 8, watch the couplers. So the DPU responds, which it just did. Next one, we're diverting. Then we got a red at the end of main 1. The end of the yard there. Got a 20 and 0.9. Get a bird's eye view here. I'm not worried about getting stopped or slowed because we got plenty of time before we need to. Yeah, nowadays, like Metrolink comes all from over here on the right side and goes back around there, and Amtrak goes to the station that's over there, and there's a Metrolink like facility over here. This is where they unload GM cars, truck them where they need to go. Gotta keep our speed up close to the speed limit. Notch 8, come on. Looking at that signal from the different view, and I'm like, wait a minute. That's it's a diverging approach there. But I was seeing these two reds. I'm like, the way I was looking, it looked like I was coming up on those. I'm like, oh. No big deal. We got plenty of time to stop. Here's our diverging route here. Take us along the edge of the yard. All right, Pat, thanks so much for joining and riding along. See you next week. We're holding it there at 19.5, just below our 20. We look, yeah, we're still on a stop signal there at 7th. San Bernardino, let's see. You can see where this other train's passing us, so it's going to be, yeah, they're past, so we're going to get routed right through. We'll probably hit a clear after this guy passes coming up on us on the right. Going to be going uphill, though, from here on out. Banana split time, enjoy. Thanks for showing up and hanging out as well.
Yeah.
See you later, eh?
Added a car to your train. Did somebody maybe talk to you about it? Sometimes Omaha helps me out.
1655, bottom zero coming down, outbound one, outbound one.
Okay, got an extra car when you're ready for it.
Augustine, that's who that was. So yep, that's where the end of the Cajon sub is, and the San Bernardino sub coming up. So we're in the San Bernardino. Well, no, because the San Bernardino sub starts back there at the cross.
At the rear of your train.
Oh, I see. That goes by the mile markers. That's what it's saying.
73.
Not the actual. So this guy's got to stop because we're going the other way and we're blocking some of him.
Lumber car. 33 tons.
See, we're on the track that. Are we? Are we on his track? Yep. So he's got to stop so we can get off this. Can't go while we're on it. He's trying to stop. So 7343's got signal indication. Track speed's 20. We're speeding by 3, but that's all right. Guy's on the brakes over here.
That one car. Over.
I'm on a speed restriction. I can't go fast, guys. You just gotta hit the brakes. Sorry. Oh wow, you got another train on the backside of that too. Check this out. Got this guy's gonna be pulling through. Unit train. There's me with a clear going this way. How cool is that? Busy, busy.
Alright, sounds good. Y'all stay safe.
I should have a green up here, and I do. I got a clear. I can go up to 30 now. Let's go ahead and punch her up. Get her out of here. And then we got a green He routed me past baseline. See where I can pull off here. I've got right after baseline, I got 7705 that I can use. So that's good. That's going to be good for me. So there's my my approach. Then I'm going into this siding right here. Where did he give me? Yep. No. See, so that's. I want to stop him there. I don't need to go past baseline. As soon as I get up here, I'm gonna ask for the next siding, but I don't know that he can switch me. So let's see what he says. Probably throw a. I'm on baseline. I'm gonna ask for next siding and see what he does. If he says there isn't one, then yeah, so there's no available siding. That's fine, because I'll stop and cancel my routing, throw the hand throw that I need. But once we're in the block here,
Hour and a half to 2 hours from now, over.
that's about how long this stuff takes. You guys heard that coming through the radio.
Hours, all depends on how BNSF runs.
All right, 25. And if we look here, 30 is our track speed.
Bound, over.
Put myself on the ground so I can throw this switch. Tells me I can't, and I'll cancel. It let me. Interesting. Okay. Good, because we did exactly the way we wanted to. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm in the block that I need to be. As soon as we pull off, he should cancel us automatically, but we'll keep an eye on it. And just so you guys understand, the reduction 25 in a mile, but we're not going that far. We're at a 1.2 upgrade right now. We're going up 1.2 degrees or percent. So with 3.1 HPT, I mean, we're going to go a little bit faster, but as the thing climbs more, going up towards the Cajon Pass up there, it ain't going to be going much faster. This is the crawl. So, you're going here. Your butt's on the ground here. Stand by this switch. Still too far away? Yeah, I guess we're still too far away. But we're at notch 8. Doing 27 miles an hour is pretty good. Well, as an extended stream for everybody, I hope you do enjoy it. Hills and Spicy Knuckles here. I'm not going to hang out after their rise to do golf and stuff. I'm pretty tired out here in the heat of everything. So when I do get out of here, I'll be headed out. Now we can go to the siding. We'll set a counter as it drives by here. Keep an eye on it. Yeah, for sure tomorrow. There we go. We got the counter countdown, 7,000 feet going. And to start our process of getting out of here. Wait for the train to pass us. Keep this thing up here so I can see what the speed is and all that stuff. 6,000 feet to go. But thank you so much, everybody, for joining me tonight. An extra hour stream for those that were here, and if you're watching on YouTube later, that gives you an extra hour to fall asleep to. We're glad to be able to do that. Going to be back on Wednesday for some more playoffs on Twitch, though. It'll be 8 p.m. Eastern. The Beer Keggers in the playoffs playing. What is it? The Ghost Stars. They won game number 1. I'll come out this coming Friday. We're a week behind on them going from Twitch to YouTube, by the way. I put out a Depot Plus one. Came out last night. So if you didn't see that, that was just running a local in Malabar on Depot Plus. Really nothing special. I gave up all my speed here. What the hell? I've got one that I got to render out here for a few days. In the next few days, it'll come out with me and Hound doing L-A-J earlier in the week. We were working together and doing call outs and all that. So that'll come out. You guys can actually hear the working together on multiplayer. Wow, we still got a ways to go. 4,600 feet to go. Oh, I could let all the speed off of it though. Yeah, this thing's going to hold this whole train here. Having the siding here is a good thing. It would not have fit in San Bernardino. I would have had to break it up. So with that, I'm going to actually sign off on the voice, and I'll let you guys know, rail fan. So everybody have a great week. Can't wait to see you back here next Sunday, 4 p.m. hopefully. You guys have a great week, and we'll see you then. Take care.
Cosmovers.